now listening to the Good Bad Advice Podcast with Stephanie and Chase.
Hello. I'd say good morning, everybody, but I know what's about to happen.
It's about to be a bad morning for you.
I am not pumped. I'm not going to lie. When Stephanie pulled up with our 3 Van Leeuwen ice cream flavors that we talked about last week, including going from worst to best, potentially.
I don't know which one is the worst.
Well,
honestly.
dill pickle is going to be the worst for me because I don't like pickles generally.
You don't like pickles at all?
I have taste, honey.
Pickles are
I
delicious.
hate vinegar like that. So I'm definitely also not pumped about the mac and cheese, ruining a childhood classic.
I think the kettle corn will be
That's
good.
what we'll have to end with kettle corn so I don't vomit all over this microphone.
Which one do you want to start with? Because we're going to start
Dill
the episode
pickle,
with this.
honestly.
Because I promised our Instagram that I would make Chase do a taste test. Ooh, it's a little soft.
Oh, good.
And
easier to go down the palate. You guys, I'm not. I was just saying to Stephanie that I've been so good at kind of respecting my lactose intolerance, because for those of us that are lactose intolerant, we don't respect it ever. Like, we just are like, oh, you start. I don't want that. And so last night though, Oliver was having just kind of a rough night. And so I said, oh no. So I said, let's just go get milkshakes. And so my stomach's already gurgle monster from the milkshake last night. Oh,
I just took a big whiff of that. That smells like a jar of pickles. That is crazy.
Shoot. This will probably be our first explicit episode because I'm going to just lose it.
That's
here.
Wild. Okay.
How much are you taking?
Like that much?
Oh my gosh, that's an actual spoonful.
That is not an actual spoonful.
Oh, woof. Oh, woof. Okay.
It smells.
We have our water bottles ready. Oh, I am not thrilled.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not good. Okay. For those of you, this is the Van Leeuwen limited edition dill pickle French ice cream.
Move the trash over here. Okay. I'm even scared, and I like pickles. Okay.
Ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Oh. Oh my God.
That's so bad. I can't eat anymore.
You didn't even eat it all?
I barely.
I took a whole spoonful. I asked you to drink a whole spoonful. Would you lick it? Did you sniff it? Oh, get this. Oh, wait. This is a crime. This is horrific.
That is
you guys.
So nasty.
This is the worst thing I've ever put in my mouth. And I had a period of time of not making good choices. That needs... Okay, we have got to...
I can't.
We can't even risk getting on the carpet.
I panicked. Okay, put it on this.
Oh.
Wait, we need more.
Stephanie,
do we have more spoons?
Yes, we're not... I knew we couldn't reuse spoons.
Oh, that was so...
Oh, you guys. I know this is probably like the worst experience for people on the podcast because they're just listening to like disgusting
noises. I also have to
Happy
emphasize...
Thanksgiving, everybody. The pilgrims would be so proud.
I have to emphasize, it is 8 a.m. We are doing at 8 a.m. and only for you guys.
That it's just coming right back up, honestly.
Okay.
Don't even open it all the way. What? Oh. Oh, that looks... For those of you that are not able to watch, that are not watching this,
it looks
this
pretty
one
bad.
is, without question, like one of those Easy Macs that you microwave in the... that you microwave and it's in a little container.
This one doesn't have a smell.
Oh, well, great. I'm sure it'll be delicious.
Yeah,
You better take the whole spoonful. Take what you... Okay, that's good.
Okay.
I'll do the same.
Gosh, that dill was bad.
That dill was...
That was
I
bad.
saw
I'm so sorry. But
3 years of my life completely erase. Like the trauma that just gave. Okay.
I'm scared.
This is now the mac and cheese. Hang on.
The mac and cheese Van Leeuwen.
This is the limited edition Van Leeuwen's Kraft Mac and Cheese French ice cream. Also known as barf in a frozen barf.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, you know what?
Am I going in for seconds?
You know what? That's actually not bad.
That's actually...
So
because of the cheese, and I think cheese is a dessert.
Cheese, yeah.
I think it's rooted in the dairy land still. I don't like it. I would never choose it. It's kind of like a salt and straw where you're like, oh, odd, interesting, don't hate it, but I wouldn't order this again.
Why did you make blue cheese ice cream, but it's not bad?
Yeah.
No,
surprisingly, actually, not as bad. The dill pickle, that
one got me.
Should be served to prisoners. Honestly, that
was a crime.
I don't think we should be doing any sort of like vanilla or chocolate day ice cream for prisoners. They should just be served that dill pickle ice cream. Okay. I just sniffed the microphone thinking it was ice cream. Well, really nailing it.
I bet that one is good.
Kettle
I'm excited
corn.
for this
that kind
one.
of smells good. Smells like a candle almost.
Oh, a candle. That's not good. I'm getting a big bite of this one because I just know it's going to be good.
You are riskier than I. Or braver than I. Okay, ready? Okay, so for those of you, this is the limited edition Van Leeuwen Kettle Corn French ice cream.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
good.
It.
Oh, I love the little finishing taste. It hit us at the same time.
I got a crunchy. Okay. Just so you guys know, I got these at Walmart in their dairy section, ice cream section.
Well, the pickle section should be put in next to the motor oil.
So if you guys want to do a fun activity over the holidays, get these and try them with your family. There was also yummy flavors, so I think that you could finish with those, but I decided just to get the...
That's a really good idea for like hanging out with your fam if you're a little bit bored after, because there's always kind of that lull after
Friday
Thanksgiving
is kind
dinner.
of weird. Oh, yeah, before you have
after
pie.
You've finished and you're kind of like all sitting there and you're like delicately not talking about conflicts politics and religion and family history. So this could be a really fun little... You did that for us for our Christmas last year. I think we said the pod. Steph gave us all these different cookies and treats to try.
Kit Kats from Asia. And I actually bought some chips this year.
Yeah, so I just barely got my giant, my gift from her, which are all these different flavored chips. I'm going to save them and do them at Thanksgiving with my family and say, okay, let's all pass the chip around. So
if you guys want to do, I built a bracket last year, but I just couldn't be bothered this year because... 'tis the season, you know?
'Tis the season.
But yes, you can find these at Walmart. This is not sponsored. I'm talking like it is. It's not sponsored by Walmart or Van Leeuwen, but we are interested.
The people at Van Leeuwen reach out to us and send us more of that kettle corn.
Yeah, the kettle corn and even the Kraft. I would take probably another bite of it, but there's no way I would finish that.
I'm just remembering the dill pickle. That was really rough, you guys.
Oh my gosh. That was...
When I tell you I'm not kidding you, I'm going to need to go to a doctor and be like, and they're going to disclose, like, have you drank? Do you drink? No. Have you smoked? No. Have you ever had dill pickle ice cream before? There are carcinogens in there. I'm confident there will be a lawsuit.
That was wildly bad. I just know that there's a minute straight.
And you know what was the worst part about the whole thing for me?
The betrayal?
The worst part about,
the betrayal.
Was you getting on my case about how much we put on the dill pickle thing. I take the whole thing. It's on camera. And I look over and you have licked it. You licked it like it was a lollipop. Like I was going straight to the candy shop. You just straight up took a little teeny taste. I put the whole thing in my mouth.
That was really unfortunate for you
because that was one of the grossest things.
That was so bad. And I like pickles. And I was immediately...
Oh yeah,
we had to have an Andes mint after.
We did. I had two.
We had a couple mints because the flavor after. The kettle corn was really good though.
The kettle corn was nice. I like a salty sweet. It's almost like a salted caramel or something like that. That has that sort of vibe. It had like a little bit of
toffee in it too.
Yeah, because it's a kettle corn, so it has that little crystallized whatever on it. So. You guys are welcome for the torture that we just did.
Yeah, I'm so sorry if you had to wake up to that. You're like 7 a.m. on my commute. You're listening to us.
No, you're just making a little mashed potato. Ooh, and then, you bitch. Like, that's going to be a funny moment in history that we've now memorialized for the eternities.
For the internet.
For the internet.
Only for you guys.
Only for you. Okay, how are you? How was your weekend?
Oh my gosh, I had a good weekend. I did a lot of reading.
Oh, good, because you're finishing...
I finished 3 books this weekend.
Wait,
what? Am I like...
Are you a librarian?
Like...
Who are you, Belle from the Beauty and the Beast?
Exactly.
Yeah. The Beast.
No, I finished Iron Flame, which is a very popular book out right now. It is the sequel to Fourth Wing.
Yeah, I just am started. I'm about 200 pages into Fourth Wing.
So
obsessed.
Good. Yes.
Last night, I said to Steven, hey, it was like maybe 11 o'clock. We were putting together some gifts. And so we were down in the basement. And then it was like 11. And he was like, well, what do you want to watch next? And I was like, I actually would prefer to go upstairs and just read. And he was like, okay, well, what will I do? Good. It was really good. Is Iron Flame equally good or just a different? Don't give away anything because I'm not going to give away invested.
Anything. But for those of you who have finished it, I am actually going to podcast with our podcasting friend, Caroline.
Caroline, we love you.
Caroline at Overbooked Podcast, or if you like thrillers, she has an Instagram called Thrill Book Club.
Cute.
And she just like loves thrillers, so she reviews thrillers there. But we are going to do an episode on Iron Flame, like reviewing all of the theories, everything. So when you are done, we also did an episode about Fourth Wing. I think it came out this summer.
You sent it to me, so I will pull that back up in mine. But everyone else needs to look up Overbooked.
We do fan casting. We talk about theories. It's so fun.
Who do you pick for Violet?
Oh, it is the same girl. I cannot remember her name at the moment. The same girl who was on House of the Dragons as the young
Cersei.
I think so. The blonde one.
Yeah.
The young girl. Yes, that is who I picked.
Actually, I have no idea if it's Cersei. I'm just now realizing that someone
just, like,
is going to listen. That's one thing about our conversations.
Someone, and her name is Amanda Darrow because she's obsessed with House of the Dragon. And every time I say the name wrong, I usually say House of Dragon. She's like, it's House of the Dragon. I'm like, thanks.
Yeah, but we're obsessed with you too, Amanda. Yeah. It has been way too long since I've hung out with you.
She did these nails, by the way. Zoom in.
Whoop, whoop.
That's going to be me zooming in post-editing.
Yeah. We act like there's this team of people behind us. It's still just our giant picture of us. If that's not a metaphor, we're both in front and behind the camera.
And then for Zayden, I chose Charles Melton.
Wait, who's he?
Zayden?
No, Charles
Melton. He was on Riverdale.
Oh, okay. So you're kind of going a different route. I was thinking way more mainstream because I think the movie could be huge.
Yep.
I think, honestly, Jenna Ortega should be Violet. I think she's like the perfect cast to me of like small and ferocious. And then Zayden and Dane, right? Those are kind of the...
My Dane, I chose Harry Styles.
Really? Oh, to me, Dane is like bigger and beefier. Like who I wish PETA had been cast as in Hunger Games. So anyway, so you finished 3 books.
Finished 3 books. We did a family dinner that was like a pre-Thanksgiving because they're all going out of town for Thanksgiving. It was delicious and wonderful. Just family time. Just prepping for Thanksgiving. Doing like trying to get all my Christmas list done so that on Black Friday I can be like fully prepared.
I was so relieved. So, every year for my gifts for the vast majority of people, I give them the exact same board game. We pick a board game that was like our favorite board game of the year, and then we give that to all of our neighbors, friends, family, whatever. And normally I have to wait till Black Friday and just like fingers crossed hope that it's on the list. If not, I'm like, well, guys, we got to pick something else. We've had some good games in the past. Yeah. And so anyways, I'm really excited. My game I checked yesterday just to see, and it was already... it was already on Black Friday sale. Woohoo! So about 30.
Some people just walk in the light,
Some people just, God is good.
Did you watch
God is good.
the therapy show on Apple TV?
Shrinking?
Yes.
Yes. I think I told you.
Yeah, you might have told me.
Yeah.
What is that guy says? Like, everything goes my way? The lawyer character who is you.
Oh, yeah. That's me.
Is that what he says? Everything goes my way?
I don't know.
All I remember
is at
one point, he's like, I had the hardest like, everything sad has happened. He was like, I didn't say everything goes your way.
Oh, I actually do like that character. Now I'm remembering. That's a good one. I should put that into my... Because Steven's going to be gone. Now we're starting tour season. And then I have to quickly tell about my weekend because we can't let this episode be too long because we know y'all got to go spend time with your family.
But you could listen to it while you're prepping Thanksgiving, which
That's true. It could take 10,000 hours. Although, did I send you my favorite new TikTok girl who is... Gosh, what's her name? Anyways, I'm going to post something of hers where she does like meal prep, or she's like kind of culinary minded, I think. It's like Neurodivergent Mom, I think is her name.
Oh, yeah.
Bigger girl who is hilarious. She like kind of yells at you to make food. And all the comments are like, this is both like bringing me back to my mom, which is reassuring, and bringing me back to my mom, which makes me feel very uncomfortable. She like yells at you. And so I watched multiple videos of her on how to like prep a turkey, how to do mashed potatoes, how to do stuffing. Funny. But she's like, I said dry the turkey breast, inside and outside. What do you want? You don't want crispy skin? What are you? Crispy skinless pigs? And like, it's like that aggressive. And it honestly, I would watch Food Network if they were not like, oh, this reminds me of a time when I was in Verona. I was there with Charles and whatever.
We're talking
like
to you, Ina
or Giada or Bobby, even if it like the tone is like, hey, I love being at the parks and getting on my thing. I want someone that's like, you want to make stuffing, you got 30 minutes, shut the hell up and cut the meat. You know what I mean? Like, I just want someone that is straight up just like, aggressive cooking. That's what I would actually watch that on Food Network.
That's fair.
They got to get rid of all those competition shows, and they got to get rid of a lot of them, and then just start having like cooking for idiots. And then it's,
people would watch that.
Fully. I would watch that. I should teach it. I don't know how to cook very well.
You're a good cook.
I know, but I know like 6 dishes. It'd be a very short season. And there'd be no sides. It'd just be like, that's where we're making tacos, B.
Actually, when I left Caroline's house the other day, she was like, tell Jace for Thanksgiving, I'm bringing the winter salad. I was like,
Caroline's my hero.
You too can get a life.
We had Thanksgiving at Steven's family house this weekend. So my kids are in town.
Yes.
We're doing both Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's kind of like in Modern Family where they do Express Christmas, that one episode. We're kind of doing Express Christmas because I was fully committed, particularly after the last few episodes, of just having it be Thanksgiving, really giving Thanksgiving its moment to shine. We didn't set up any Christmas decorations.
Some would say you've been influenced.
I had been influenced by us. It's working, advertisers. So we had the kids come. And then on Saturday, we went to the BYU-Oklahoma game, which is great. Oliver's a huge sports fan. I wanted to be able to go. I like going to games. I think they're really fun. We were not the most prepared on account of it was raining and we were in denim and sweatshirts. So that wasn't the best choice for us, but it was still really, really fun. Then we came home. We did Thanksgiving with Steven's family where we brought a salad. Delicious. We were actually requested to bring a salad by his dad. It was actually a really cute text that was like, it was a really cute text where his stepmom, Steven's stepmom, was like, and Carl would like you guys to bring one of your fancy green salads with the dressing. And I was like, we can do that. So, and then we came home and we ended up setting up Christmas that night, which was a blast because then we did Christmas morning on Sunday morning, which was really, really fun. Christmas morning when it's not Christmas is really great because you get to post. Way less
stressful.
Yeah, and you get to post that picture of yourself Christmas morning and all your jammies, which I'll post on the carousel. And all the attention is just on you.
Yeah.
Like on Christmas when you're posting there's so many. You just get lost in the weeds. On this one, everyone's like, Merry Christmas, Chase. We love this. Merry Christmas, Chase. Merry Christmas to your family. And I'm like, this is the best.
This is the best.
I need to start doing a random day for Christmas moving forward. But Oliver was especially excited because I'm going to take him to Morgan Wallen this summer. Oh, he's going to
love that.
And so, because we do something to wear, something to read, something you want, something you need. And it's just easy for us to not worry about it, particularly when we're dealing with 2 Christmases. We're kind of like cognizant. You're kind of in the same boat with Bales, right? Like, you're kind of cognizant, like, okay, you're getting a lot and we want to moderate it. So doing those 4 gifts. So that was something he wanted.
That's a really good idea. I have maybe a shopping problem and also just like an excess problem.
Same. But the way that I justify it now is that I'm like, okay, I checked off their 4 gifts, and they're groups.
Yeah.
Like we dropped a grundle of money at Athleta for Charlotte because for her something to wear, she wanted to get new clothes. So it was like a huge, bunch of wardrobe. But then when I'm like, oh, excess problem, then I just think of random people. Like I'm giving 30 of those board games away.
Oh yeah, that's
so fair. I'm just like I could channel it out outward opposed to just my kids, because one thing I will not do is raise spoiled brats.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
That is like parenting goal number one. Parenting goal number one is to raise nice children. Like, really kind. And I think my kids really are kind.
They are. It's true.
And thoughtful. And so I'm really proud of that for them. And then I really don't want to raise brats, spoiled brats. I think we live in an environment right now where it's almost like we're creating these little demon children who have just been overly spoiled. And I'm like, nope. I have no problem being like, nope, you're out. Nope. Gift's gone. Dinner's cold. I don't know.
Interesting.
You're staring at me like I'm Ruby Frankie. I'm just saying I don't want it to be like super I just don't want to have super spoiled kids.
I often find that kind people are not spoiled people.
I guess that's true.
Like, kind people know to be kind and have humility.
Yes.
And so usually I think, if you're kind, then I think you solve a lot of the problems.
Yeah. And I think if you're a jerk, it doesn't really matter, I guess, if you're being spoiled or not, because you're just going to be a jerk. And I went to a very like prestigious high school where there was a lot of money. And so I saw, what are you laughing at?
I'm just laughing that you called your high school prestigious.
Well, because it was like the number one high school in Utah. It's not a big deal, but just like, you're lucky you're with me. But I went there. For
the rest of us plebeians, whatever that word is, who went to public school, I see you.
It's not a big deal, you guys. I'm just saying, I grew up around a ton of money.
Yeah.
And I saw the demons it created. And so my parents were really good at being like, nope, we're not creating those. You know, like we were still spoiled in a lot of ways, but they were cognizant of that. So hats off to all the parents navigating not spoiling your kids this holiday season, because you really want to. You want to be like, and I think of all the things my kids are navigating and dealing with, and having bi-coastal parents and whatever. Just I'm like, oh, I want to make things better.
Yeah.
And my therapist was like, yeah, but gifts don't make things better. It's a love language. Love makes things better.
Yeah.
And so figure out healthy ways to dole out love instead of just throwing gifts at it. So, but good luck to all the parents up there.
Gifts at it.
Same. You can throw gifts at me. And I'll throw gifts at you.
I do have your Christmas present already. I'm excited for you to see it.
I have your Christmas present too. I'm very excited.
Yay, Christmas.
I would say that we could do an unwrapping on live, but here's the thing. I'm actually the worst at opening gifts. Are you like this?
No, I'm going to bring yours.
No, ma'am. I will not open it. You can open it in front of me, and I'll just be like, here's the problem. When you're opening gifts in front of someone, the reactions are either disappointing or over the top.
That's true.
There's no middle ground.
No,
if you're like, because here's the thing. If I open a gift from you and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this. This is so thoughtful. Thank you so much. Not excited enough.
So I think mine will be good because it's not a serious gift. Like, it's not like a very like.
What if we got the same? What if we got each other the same thing?
Oh, that would be really funny.
Is yours something we've talked about on the podcast?
No.
Okay, good. Like, we haven't mentioned anything related to it on the podcast.
No, because I think when I decided to get it to you, I was like, I'm not mentioning it.
Oh, okay.
That it doesn't exist.
I have given. There's Easter eggs in the podcast.
I can't wait to go back.
You're like, I can't wait to go back. JK, I can. I have to edit these episodes and then make social cuts. I'm not interested. But here's the thing. Either you have to be like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, how did you know? This is like the over the top reaction. I just hate watching people watching me open a gift from them, because I know that I'm either coming across fake as hell.
Yeah.
Because I have to be like, what? No, stop. Actually, it reminds me, my dad's parents were awful at giving gifts. My mom's mom was also awful, but for very different reasons, because you were just lucky if 6 months went by from the event or birthday or holiday,
and you got a gift,
and you got a card.
Yeah.
And it was cash. It was a check. You know, single mom up in Canada. Like, I'm obsessed with Rosemary. I love her so much. So she nailed it. But it would be like, my birthday's in September. Come March, if I finally got a card, I was like a champion.
Yes.
My dad's parents would give us socks from DI. So, like, just rolled back up socks. Or I got the same gift multiple years in a row. And when I tell you what the gift is, you'll be like, it wasn't like, oh, I got another Lego set. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. I got the autobiography of Christopher Reeves multiple years in a row from my grandparents.
I don't even know who that is.
Christopher Reeves was Superman. who was in a horseback. I know because I read his autobiography multiple years. And he was in a horseback riding accident and broke his back and became paralyzed. That's Christopher Reese. And so
what possessed them to believe that that was a good gift?
Multiple years in a row.
Yeah.
I think it's because it was on sale at DI, which is totally fine. Like, I have no problem recycling gifts from like a thrift store, particularly if your budget, whatever. Like, I'm not yucking anyone's yum. But it's the multiple gifts in a row.
Yeah.
One year, I think my grandma, my dad's mom, also gave my mom a book called How to Mend Relationships and Fix Problems in Your Family. Like, I think it was, my grandparents were just like terrible gift givers.
Yeah.
One year, actually, this is when we're all newly married, my siblings and I. And RIP old life. And so we're all newly married and we have a bet. We're like, okay, challenge. When my grandparents were coming over for Christmas and we and my aunt and uncle were there too. Shout out Jenna and Randy. We love you guys. We had this competition of who could have the biggest reaction to a gift from my grandparents, because we just knew it was not good.
Yeah.
We knew like everyone was getting garbage
like
basically. And so we're like, we will be over the top. And I remember, I think it was my older brother, Cade, or maybe it was my younger brother. Someone got a gift and it was like a tea towel and like a plate in a frame or something. Like, when I tell you that they had a budget of $6 for all the grandchildren and they didn't even spend half at the thrift store. That's, I think, the gifts we got.
Yeah.
It was so funny because my brother's like, oh my gosh, this, Melissa, for the kitchen. Oh, Graham, Pop, this is so wonderful. I can't believe it. Oh my, and a dish towel. And we are all like trying to hold it together, laughing.
Oh my
but
gosh.
like suppressing it. And my grandparents, God bless them, are just like, you're welcome. Yeah, we know how much you love plates. Like, it was such a funny thing.
Gosh,
that is a really fun competition. If you know that there are people, like if you have grandparents like mine that, I mean, they're not giving gifts now because they're dead. But if you had grandparents or people that gave you really terrible gifts and it's like a joke, you really should play with your reactions.
Like twofold, because I'm like, some people really are so bad at gifts and have no social awareness.
It's so true.
Like
but
to have no social awareness to just give the same gift 4 years in a row.
Yeah.
Is like, I do feel bad for you. However, thoughtfulness is a choice.
Sing it to the gods, sister.
Like, being thoughtful and thinking about what somebody would love is a choice.
Yep.
It just takes, I don't know, 30 minutes.
A little effort.
Just like,
imagine if it was just like
one thing they like.
Even if you just didn't have a ton of money. Like, because again, a lot of people stress out because gifts for a lot of people are just money, and it's a financial commitment, and we're investing, whatever. Even if you just were to say to your grandchildren, for example, what's your favorite candy bar? You're asking in July, you write it down in your phone, what's your favorite candy bar or whatever? What's your favorite treat? And then you just write a nice note to them
with a candy bar.
With a candy bar that's just like, hey, I just wanted you to know some things I think you're great on, or things that you're excellent at, or things I've always been proud of you for. Those are solid gifts.
Sometimes
I mean, to be fair, Stephen, I don't want that. I want an actual gift. I want there to be.
I would like a Chanel bag. Yeah. Just kidding. I do not have that budget. I think too, like, one of the funny things, and we do pick on men for it usually, like, men cannot pick out a gift for their wife, kids. It's like the classic meme of like, you open the present on Christmas Day and you're like, thanks, Mom and Dad. And you look directly at Mom. You're like,
and Dad's like, what is it?
Yeah. And like, and they want me to respect them. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't pick out a present. Like, you
do you know
can't
how cute
contribute
Stephen
at
is?
all.
He
you
has
want me to respect you?
Stephen has a locked note on his phone, because I've tried to get into it. Just kidding.
Present ideas for you.
Present ideas that if I say something in the car,
then
he'll be like, oh, and I'll just see him putting it in, and he'll do it all year round. Oh. And then he'll be like, okay, I've got some good ideas for things.
Traven and I just have a shared note. Like, throughout the year, if I think of something, I'll just put it in there, because then I'm like, I know that I probably, like, you don't have to buy everything on the list.
Right.
But it's like, oh, here's an idea. Mm-hmm. Like, I think in July last year, I saw like a necklace or something that I liked, put it in the list. And then I don't really think about it.
Right.
So I'm still getting what I want Or Traven can pull up that necklace and be like, oh, she wants
a solitaire
star
or right.
necklace or whatever. Then he can find a star necklace, you know, versus like, I actually get what I want, but like, I don't have to be like, here, let me hand it to you on a platter and then wrap it myself.
Yeah.
So like I
specifically... here's just like a PSA. This is our advice of the week. This is our daily advice of the week.
Yeah.
It costs nothing to put effort in. It just costs time and energy.
Thoughtfulness is a choice.
Thoughtfulness is a choice. And let's like in your relationship particularly, because I think it's different I think it's in a romantic relationship. You guys can have your own rules for what works for gifts. And I love people that are like, we do a trip, we have a budget, we do a surprise, you actually don't really care about gifts. Whatever works out, you know, figure it out. To particularly people, I think a lot of the time it's women who get shafted in gift giving or gift getting. Women, speak up. Say to your person.
Set up the right expectations.
Yeah, set up. Be like, hey, for Christmas this year, what if we had X limit, or I gave you 3 suggestions? Like, take a little bit of control. Don't be a victim. No, so if you have not voiced what you're wanting or how you want something, come Christmas morning, if you didn't get it, that is on you.
Yeah.
That is fully your responsibility. If you want those Lululemon leggings, or if you want to have a massage or something, don't create the guessing game. The guessing game to me is insane.
It's just going to end up with you crying on
Christmas Eve. And then the dad's like, well, how was I supposed to know?
Yeah.
Steven and I navigated that early on because I think I used to love like the romantic surprise. Like, oh my gosh, how did you know? I'm for
grand gesture.
Yeah. And then it was like, oh, I was just setting myself up for disappointment. I was setting him up to fail because it's not fair.
No, literally, if you want your stocking to look a certain way when you walk down the stairs, you take a picture of what your childhood stocking looked like from your, you know, from the archives. You find a picture on the internet of a filled stocking with presents around it, and you send him that picture.
Yeah.
You say, this is what my stocking, I want my stocking to look like, or else I'm going to be disappointed. And you don't want me to be disappointed, do you?
Yeah. Well, I don't love that approach, but I do love, I just love communicating it early on so that you're not, this is the time to do it. Because if you do it 3 or 4 days before Christmas, you know, I just was really thinking that if you're looking for a gift idea, I'd love to get whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's like, why are you doing that 5 days before Christmas? Yep. We're already beginning to stress about gifts. Let's nip that stress in the bud right now and set appropriate expectations, and then do what I do. Just give everybody the same damn gift.
Yeah.
Because then
also, Black Friday coming up. Now is a good time to go, oh, I think some of the things on my list might be on Black Friday sales.
Yes, I love that. So PSA to people, one, have a conversation with your person, your partner, whoever, your friend group, or, you know, I have a couple of gift groups that I'm in, and we have like specific rules. This is how much money everybody needs to spend on the gift. This is how many you need to get. This is when we're going to exchange them. Have communication, set expectations, one, and two, own that if you don't set those expectations, it's on you. Yeah. It is on you. The guessing game at the holidays is so dumb. Eliminate it. And that's that. And that's on that. And that's on God. That's the episode. That's his episode. That's the episode. We actually said that after the ice cream. We were like, that could be a full episode. But alas, we've got some stories. So let's dive in.
Yeah, let's do it.
We first have, obviously, for the first story of the week, that people that we want to give advice to. Oh, this is a Good Bad Advice podcast. I'm your host, Chase.
And I'm Stephanie. 8 hours in.
Yeah, literally. 8 hours and trauma in. Taylor Swift is in
Buenos Aires.
Wait.
Is
no.
Right?
She's in Rio de Janeiro.
Rio de Janeiro?
Yeah, she's in Rio de Janeiro.
I don't know, one of them. She's in Brazil.
She's
at Buenos Aires, I think, is in Argentina. I think she's in Sao Paulo or...
she's in Rio de Janeiro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So she was in Rio de Janeiro, and here are some of the highlights of what has happened. And this is fully cementing my position that people should not do things outside. And that you should absolutely only do things. Your activism, your performance should only extend as far as air conditioning can reach.
Yep.
Because some really sad things. First off, there's footage now. It's so unbelievably hot there. And humid, and it's outside.
60 degrees Celsius inside the stadium, which is
140, yeah.
140 degrees inside the stadium.
So there's a video, you have to see it. It's on social, all over socials, where she finishes a song and it looks like she's going to pass out. She has to be controlling her breathing, and then her eyes are a little bit glazed over, and she has to like reset. She's going to
faint, and it's really disturbing, honestly, especially given how when she is on stage, she is on 100% of the time. There is not a blink out of place. When you watch the concert footage, the choreography is the same every time. The spot on the stage, she's the same every time. The look she's giving the audience is near perfect every single time. And she stands there and is like, you can see the mental endurance that she has to be like, get it together.
Well, and if anybody's just danced or been surrounded on all the lights, I mean, just having the stage light
I feel like one thing you know about this podcast is we don't like to be hot.
No.
I would have been in a full body sweat panic.
I would have not been presentable.
It would have ruined the experience.
Yeah, and so they had to actually cancel one of the shows because it was just way too hot. It's so sad. A fan died there. Yeah, unfortunately, and brutal.
Right before the concert.
And he made a really, really interesting argument, which I think the dad in what he was writing, where he said, if it ends up being true that they were not allowed to bring water into the venue or to have to pay astronomical prices for water in the venue, then someone needs to be held accountable because it was so hot in there. There was no fans, and they weren't allowed to bring in liquid. And we know
I think the venue will be held accountable. I don't think Taylor Swift.
I don't think it's Taylor Swift at all. She's not the one making the.
Literally handing out waters from the stage.
Yeah.
She does not stop her concert because it's 3.5 hours long. She cannot.
She also can't afford to because everything's timed.
She stopped multiple times to say, these people need water. Can we get them water? People are screaming for water. She's literally in the middle of All Too Well 10-minute version, walks across one side of the stage, grabs a water bottle from security, walks to the other side of the stage, and throws water into the crowd. It was a really, really, I'm not going to lie. Someone commented, if Taylor disappears after this tour, I will not blame her. Yeah.
And then the saddest part is that she's performing, what was the song?
A surprise song.
Her surprise song.
Bigger Than the Whole Sky. I might get teary right now.
Don't, because you can't, and I'm a sympathetic crier, so you have to hold on because I will cry with you. She changed the lyrics where it appears she is holding herself a little accountable for what had happened because everything she touches turns to ash. That's how she changed the lyric.
A lot of people say that song is about having a miscarriage. That's how they describe it. Go look up the lyrics to that song, because as a goodbye to one of her fans passing away, it is deeply sad.
Yes, it is very, very sad. Our hearts really go out to the family. Our heart goes out to Taylor Swift.
Not me crying on the podcast.
I know, I'm not looking at you. I'm just looking at the camera. Of course it's about Taylor Swift. I can't look at you because I will sympathetic cry, and I can't afford that today because I can't get puffy eyes because I have family pictures. Okay. But it's so sad, and here's my advice. 1, stay inside. Literally stay inside.
Avoid treacherous roads.
Yeah, but 2, the artists are human.
Yeah.
We make them gods. Mm-hmm. I see this in such a minute way with Steven and the artists he performs with.
Yeah.
Where there are unbelievable expectations, demands on them. And I know these artists super well, and so I know the challenges that they're having personally or financially or whatever. It takes me back to that Katy Perry Pieces of Me or Part of Me documentary where the Russell Brand thing had happened.
They'll show something about this on the documentary. So she hasn't announced that they're doing a documentary yet, but it's highly anticipated that there will be an Eras Tour documentary, not like the concert film, where it's kind of like a Beyonce about her traveling and doing the Eras Tour,
kind of like she did on the
Miss Americana.
Yeah, Miss Americana.
Yeah, so I wonder if they will show something, or because the Katy Perry her concert documentary was renowned for that moment.
And I think that it's just a good reminder that everybody is human. Yeah. Everybody is struggling. Everybody is subject to the frailties of mortality in a way that like we just need to be kinder in general. First off, there's probably a lot of discussions we could have about concert etiquette, concert rules, not bringing in, and I understand the slippery slope. I think we should be making water significantly more accessible
especially
to everybody in the world, but
especially in a general admission show.
Yes.
It's crazy because like people were passing out and fainting, but didn't want to leave their spot because it was general admission. And like, that's wild.
Yeah.
Like that's so not okay. And in the next show that they did have, Taylor and her team made sure that there was like stacks of waters on the fences available to pass out. The fire department was there literally spraying people down with water before the show, which I'm like, would I hate, would I love?
Literally, I don't know. I guess I'd like living, but I'd be really disappointed if I had a full beat on.
Then also, apparently the venue there's like ventilation in the top of the venue that wasn't open the first night.
Someone should be fired.
Yeah. So they opened it for the second night. They also requested that Taylor don't do, during Bad Blood, there's fire. And they requested that Taylor and her team don't do the Bad Blood fire because it made the temperature in the stadium hotter. And she listened to all of those requests.
Yeah.
It's really sad. And it was started out as like such a good thing. Especially because did you see that they projected the Junior Jules t-shirt on the Christ statue in Rio de Janeiro? Her like t-shirt from her one of her videos, the Junior Jules t-shirt, they projected it onto that huge Christ statue. And it was just like happy and she was excited, and now it like is overshadowed by this. And I actually think, not to get all like, oh, PR, I think the Wall Street Journal Travis interview was released early to help mitigate some of, because Tree Payne, the devil works hard, but Tree Payne, Taylor's publicist, works harder.
Totally.
She is working full time. And I think that they had them release that interview with Travis early because to cover some of the publicity that she was facing.
Well, I'm sad. This is a really sad story. It's a sobering reminder of a lot of things that we've talked about. But gosh, it just makes you also realize like when the dad was saying this was my only daughter, I was just like, oh my gosh, I only have one daughter too. And God forbid something ever happened to her. And I just thought, oh man, just be kinder. We're going into a very stressful season. If everyone could just be kinder, we'd really love that.
Agreed.
Okay, changing tone just a hair. Gotcha. Snoop Dogg. I'm just reading the headline. Snoop Dogg's gotcha moment.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with this PR move.
I love it.
Speaking of really, really smart PR moves, not us transitioning out of like a tragedy and using PR moves as the
This
bridge,
is what we are. This is what we are at Good Bad Advice.
We're doing the dang thing.
We're trying
Angela
to bring
Bassett
levity.
did the thing. Like, let's just be real. So, Snoop Dogg initially posts that he quit smoking.
Yeah.
And then it turns out it's really just so that he can sell smokeless fire pits.
And I love it.
I'm obsessed with this, but that's not the real story.
Yeah.
The real story is that I have had a number of people, Stephanie included, who sent me this picture of Snoop Dogg announcing that after months of consideration with my family, I've decided to give up smoke. Please respect my privacy at this time, which is also just so funny.
A very funny post.
And there were really funny comments.
On Snoop Dogg's Instagram.
Yes. And a lot of people were weighing in. Jimmy John's were one of those accounts.
Yep.
Snoop without smoke is like a sandwich without mayo. We get it. Funny, blah, blah, blah.
Jimmy John's.
My mom commented, and you sent it. I think I had 3 or 4 people send this to me.
I sent it to you.
My mom comments, try mustard then. Now, I just have to say, to read a giant corporation to filth like that in a setting and to have so many people like your comment and then to have people just be sending it around, I then just began sending when my friend sent me the screenshot. I just sent the screenshot of the text thread to my mom and was like, once again, my friends are obsessed with you. Yeah. That is one of the hard...
She loves to comment on a public profile.
Obsessed with it.
I love...
You send me so many.
Granny Lizzie
on like, you know when you scroll and you get recommended comments?
Yep.
Before you even click into the comments. If I see a Granny Lizzie, I'm jumping in.
Yes.
She
will take down anybody. She ain't not afraid of nobody.
I'm so surprised like one of these people haven't commented back at her though, because like
they do.
She can get sassy.
Oh yeah, she could totally get sassy.
And I love
where do you think I get it from?
It's amazing.
Yes, and my mom is an amazing wordsmith, so she knows how to say things, and she's both. And it's not like she's ever trolling them, right? Like
I wouldn't call her a troll.
No, not in this podcast.
That's why I said I wouldn't call her one.
But she is good at. She's like a comment warrior. What's that called? A comment section warrior.
Yeah, something like that. So
she'll make the comment. She'll then defend it. She'll defend other people. We're obsessed with it. And so my the reason why we picked this story is not because it was just brilliant marketing and really, really funny. And I don't think I'll ever get a smokeless water or a smokeless fire pit. But if I were going to, I'd get whatever one he was selling because he won. But just remember that all comments you're posting on public pages are public.
People can see them.
So everyone can see them. And my mom is she's so funny and good at comments. So I'm not saying this at any slight to her, but it's just a good reminder to everybody when you're posting. People can see your comments. Your friends actually see them first.
They see them first.
And so you will expose certain behaviors, predilections, feelings, sentiments.
Hey, actually, I think on last year when everything happened with Vanderpump scandal,
yes,
she commented something kind of like pro Tom, and I sent the screenshot to Chase and was like, do we need to have a conversation with your mom? Like,
I know,
because I was just like, oh, I guess I know that's how you feel about it. So
well, and my mom is so good because she's really measured pragmatic in a lot of ways, but also really pragmatic. Mm-hmm. And so she just calls people out, and she doesn't get wrapped up in the drama. She kind of like pinpoints where she thinks issues are, and then So just know that everyone can see your comments. Be careful what you're posting on social media, and I am obsessed with seeing my mom's comments. I love it so much. We love you, Mom. Speaking of moms and dads. See that transition? God, we're getting good at this.
You're getting so good
Jenna
at this.
Bush Hager accidentally calls husband Henry Hager daddy on TV. People reports this. I think it's so funny. First off, remember that she is one of our president's children.
Yes.
So this is anyway. So she was on full mommy mode. She was doing her kind of a segment shooting the breeze with Hoda, and let it slip. Like instead of saying, and then my husband or calling him by his first name, she says, and then daddy wanted to be, and then she stops and she's like, I just called him daddy on national TV. And then you hear a whole bunch of people laughing in the background. Did you see the video? It's actually really endearing. And Hoda just looks at the ground. She's like, oh, you did. Like kind of says like, girl.
That is so funny.
And I just love TV reel bloopers. Like I'm obsessed with newscasting mistakes.
Yeah, I also am obsessed too with it not being like so over edited these days. Like there's been a couple of things she's done recently where like she does it and then she's just like, like she gets a little bit gagged at herself. Keep it in.
Oh, I think that my general advice is I just think owning goofy kind of funny things and not giving it power. Wait, why are you?
I have such a funny story.
Okay, wait, say it.
Okay, so yesterday we were doing something. Okay, this is like, I'm going to get into it. We were doing something called gratitude grams for my company where you write notes to people in the company that you're thankful for, blah, blah, blah.
Cute.
The president of my company, Troy, shout out Troy. I'm so sorry for telling this story, but it's mainly embarrassing to me. Troy writes a gratitude gram to every single person in the company, which is very thoughtful of him. He's the president of the company. He does not need to do that, but he does. He, love him, will not capitalize half of the sentence, like ever. And so we're, formatting all the gratitude grams. And I'm like, could he capitalize an I? Like, would it kill him? I'm not going to go through and edit his gratitude grams. It takes too much time. Please capitalize your I's. He walks into the room later and another one of my friends goes, Troy, Stephanie has beef with you. Which I was like, how dare you, first of all, throw me under the bus like that. But second of all, I'm like, well, I'm not going to not take this moment. So what I do is go, oh, yeah, no, I do. Could you capitalize an I ever? And then I realized I was saying this to the president of the company I work for. So I go...
That you used to work for.
Yeah,
There's
right?
an email waiting for you in your inbox.
Well, I saved it because I go, could you capitalize an I? I don't know, ever. And then because in my head I go, this is who you work for. I go, Mr. President. And
I am having stress for you right now.
And I salute him.
Oh, Steph.
Like I go, Mr. President. Everybody in the room, luckily for me, burst into laughter. And he was like he got embarrassed and like shy because I saluted him. Don't know why. Mr. President. Anyway, sometimes, not even just at influencer events, I can embarrass myself. Somebody in the room said it was a core memory for them. So,
Stephanie making core memories.
For me, I just was like, why did I say to the president of the company, could you capitalize your eyes? I don't know, ever. And two, then go, Mr. President.
I mean, I feel like we've had similar experiences in our life, but there's moments where I'm genuinely worried for both of our decision making, and this is one where I'm reevaluating. There should be a grown-up in the room with us at all times to make sure our decisions are...
What on earth possessed me to say that to the president?
I don't know.
Of the company they work for. Could you capitalize eyes?
Okay, that's what I want to know in the comment section. Although I was very disappointed, you guys. Not a lot of people, they must have not gone to the end of the episode. Not a lot of people were saying what their themes for Christmas trees were, but that's fine. What I really want to know now is please send us or DM us, or maybe we should do one of those anonymous things. But be like, when was a time when you really put your foot in your mouth?
Yep.
I have actually a really good one too. Not a foot in my mouth, but a good. You would set on the little thing about Thanksgiving stories. Remind me. We'll end with the best Thanksgiving story in my family. So don't let me forget. We're gonna finish 2 more stories and then do that. But that's what we want to know. We want to know what's a time in which you put your foot in your mouth,
particularly to an authority figure, I guess.
To someone who pays your bills.
Maybe the CEO of your company.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Mr. President.
All right. Well, it's still just so funny. The salute. Like,
the salute?
Our brain just suddenly stops. Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on. A cargo jet headed from Belgium to New York had to turn around mid-flight because a horse escaped.
A horse loose on a plane.
It stalled and got loose in the hold, according to air traffic control audio. Quote, we don't have a problem as of flying wise, but we need to return back to New York. We cannot get the horse back secured. Oh. I can't imagine what air traffic controllers listen to on a daily, because the vast majority of it will be a very
stressful job.
Well, I actually don't. I think it's probably really stressful, but it's also the exact same thing all the time. Coming in, Delta 1256, keep preparing for landing. Are we clear for landing? Yes, Delta 1256, you're prepared for landing, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think it's probably really, really boring. Mm-hmm. It's like, air traffic control, this is Boeing 5124. We got a loose horse on the plane. We're going to need to turn back around. Yeah, go ahead. Wait, what'd you say?
Sorry, what did you say?
A loose horse, yes. That is a giant creature in the back of the boat, on the back of the plane that is loose. It's
I would start giggling immediately.
I'll be right back. Hey, speaker. Can you say
that
that one more time?
I couldn't even handle giving feedback to the president of my company. I'd immediately start giggling. I'd be like, a horsey?
Like, I think you should come right back. I just am so grateful for people that work in these sorts of fields. First off, can airplanes just get their crap together? We're just about to go into like a very busy travel season. I would love to not have our podcast really could be called Crap That Happens on a Plane, both literal and figurative, because we have shared so many stories about stuff that happens on airplanes.
I tried to find a Thanksgiving story. All of it is about how Thanksgiving travel is going to be a nightmare, and I'm like, thank goodness I'm staying here.
Yes, I know. I'm glad my kids are already here, and then we'll just take them back to the airport on Sunday. But airplanes just got to get it together. Mm-hmm. How do we just get a horse loose? Like, come on, you guys. With how expensive airline tickets are these days, we should be paying the employees more.
And I bet somebody was in like first class being like, that's my emotional support animal. Although I don't think flights are required to take emotional support.
And it was a
anymore.
cargo flight. So I don't know what a cargo plane is. I don't think it was a passenger plane.
But there had to have been a person there.
Wait, why are we taking a live horse on a cargo plane to Belgium?
Probably they're selling it or breeding it.
I guess that's just so bizarre. I guess I don't understand equestrian breeding practices.
Breeding it, you could just
find someone else in Europe.
No, that's not really how breeding works with horses. But
oh, really? Do you know that?
Yeah, I watched a lot of Yellowstone.
Oh, that's actually
Spirit.
probably true. I'm sorry, I've seen Black Beauty twice.
I think that they could just
use sperm.
Yeah, I think that they could just transport.
Yeah, I don't think it needs to
they
like
must have
give them a
bought
good
horse.
time. It has to be a purchase of horse, but that seems just like such a. How far would you be willing to go to purchase a dog, like the dog of your dreams, anywhere in the world?
Across one state.
Yeah, that's how I am too. I'm like, I'd go to West Valley. Like that's as far as I'm willing to travel.
Or Colorado.
My parents one time flew with their vet to New York City to get a dog.
Maybe if I was interested in like a very top of the line, like if I was being bougie about it.
Yeah.
If I was like, I need a purebred AKC Dalmatian.
Right.
Then maybe I'd consider it.
AKC, like, American Kennel Club? So
yeah.
Okay.
But I don't think, I really love dogs. I don't think that like AKC or like, you know, purebred dogs are genetically the best dogs. So I wouldn't probably cross lines for it. But, you know, I do have a designer mutt, so what do I know?
Yeah, that's true. You got a sheepdoodle?
Sheepadoodle. Old English sheepdog and a
The kids were pretty
poodle
disappointed we didn't get a dog this year for Christmas.
Aww.
I did tease them a ton about it beforehand, like, okay, and don't go into the basement in case you hear any noises, like, you know, whimpering or whatever. And they're like, are we getting a dog? I was like, you'll find out. Mean. And then it wasn't. It was shoes. So kind of a letdown, I think, for them. Mean. But we're not going to do a dog till we get into our house and we know what our yard sitch is going to be. So it's just pragmatic. All right, last story of the week. The Squid Game reality TV show is actually good. Entertainment Weekly reports. Netflix reality show serves up a palatable suspense and authentic drama. When it comes to the drama stakes, it doesn't get much higher than life or death, and that's what the game Squid Game, the competition show, is about. Not the actual series.
Kill the contestants.
It's so fun. It's kind of like Hunger Games, and we're all just watching from the Capitol. Woohoo! We love it. Oh, Janet did. Oh wow, yeah, she should have gone to.
Did you watch Squid Games? Mm-mm. Oh, it's actually really good.
I've heard it's really good, and it got a sequel.
Yes, I don't know.
So I don't know when it's coming out, but
gosh, it was really good. It's very intense, though.
And we've got some good advice for competition reality shows generally. Because here's my one beef too. You cannot. This is really going out to Survivor. Mm-hmm. Jeff Probst, if you're listening. Jeff Probst, if you're listening, could you please stop casting castmates who are going to quit?
Yeah.
If you are in, that is where Hunger Games got it right. Yeah. There is no quitting. You are in the games and you are playing, damn it, and you are finishing the game in a body bag or as the victor. Like I just
have to say, I don't think millennials have the grit for challenge games.
No, we're millennials.
Yeah, we're millennials.
No. Oh, maybe millennials don't. Well, here's the thing. We're both millennials. We've been
through too much, and we're just like, what am I doing this for?
Are we both millennials? Because I'm a very old millennial, and you're a very young millennial.
I'm the young cap of millennials.
Yeah, so the old millennials, I actually think we're fine. It's the younger, and then what's after millennials? Gen Z?
Gen Z.
The Gen Zers suck. Because then Gen Z would be what? 26?
Gen Z is around like 20. Well,
what years?
Most people say that millennials end in like the 94, 95 because we're the last generation that remembers a time before iPhones. So that would mean that old Gen Z is around 26, 27, 28. But I think some 28-year-olds would even consider themselves a millennial.
Okay, so this says millennials are 81 to 96, so 23 to 38. Let's be honest. The 23-year-olds are the ones we're having a problem with. Those of us that are in our mid to late 30s we're not. We will survive. We have handled recessions. We've handled, like, we remember 9/11. Like, we know stuff. Yeah. We're willing to weather whatever. We're not the ones quitting. Yeah. These young people are quitting, and there's nothing more frustrating than wanting to be on a competition show, not being on the competition show, watching someone else be on the competition show, and then them deciding, you know what, it's too hard, I'm out. You took that spot from someone.
Also, I think too, like, know thyself. You know, like, I wouldn't go on Survivor.
Yeah, what competition show could you go on and win? What competition show would you go on just to go on, to experience? Because I know what I would do.
Okay.
I would go on wait, let me go first so you can think about it. I would do The Apprentice because I think I could win. Yeah, I think I could win The Apprentice because it's like very creative, but also like kind of social. Yeah. And it's no extreme challenges. They're all like problem solving challenges. And I think that's where I would shine. Mm-hmm. I absolutely would want to go on Survivor knowing I wouldn't win. Yeah. Because I would complain the entire time about the heat, the sand, the lack of food, and being dirty, not brushing my teeth, having other people around me, not being able to like kiki with the camera people. I understand like they really don't love that. No. And I would hate that. I'd be like, right, Bob? And they'd be like, you have to stop addressing us by our name. How did you know? But I would love to go on Survivor just so I could get a buff.
Be a Survivor. And like somebody would say something at the fire and you'd go,
totally
directly at the camera.
like constantly pandering to the camera. And then I'm like, Jeff, which camera's on me? I'd like to just speak to the audience. And he's like, cut. We're not doing this again, Chase. We will eliminate you ourselves. What if we were on Survivor together? We would be out immediately, don't you think?
I just think they'd find us to be too powerful.
No, I think they'd be like, these sons of bitches. We'd be hosting podcasting, just you and me, with like little sticks on the beach and be like, hey guys.
We'd take seaweed and like wrap it around a stick so it looked like a little kind of microphone pod. And we'd be like, how do you feel about that today? And put it in people's faces. Yeah,
and we'd be interviewing, okay, we have this guest. Who'd you vote for last night? And why wasn't it? Why did you break the alliance? We have everything be a fake podcast. Yeah,
we'd be the person who just like is not taking it seriously, and that would make everybody annoyed. But they'd like be like, "Oh, but they're not really a threat, so we'll keep them around."
That's totally true. And I would want to undersell my physical prowess. Hang on. I would want to undersell my physical prowess. I think the reality would be that my physical prowess would be underwhelming at best. So I don't think I think I'd be like, I'm really kind of downplaying it. And they'd be like, okay, what does upplaying it look like?
That's pretty much accurate. Oh, my gosh,
okay, wait, what show would you be on? Which one do you think you could win besides The Bachelorette?
I think I could win The Amazing Race.
Oh, okay.
I think I would
Who would be your partner?
Kevin. Oh, besides you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, besides you, it would be Kevin.
Okay.
Because he speaks Italian.
Okay.
And I swear to you, nobody moves like my father on a vacation.
Most dads
on a vacation. Although I will say we would get extremely frustrated with each other. No, that's not true. I would get extremely frustrated with him at times because he can just be like so set in what like direction he wants to move. That I would get very frustrated with him, but it would be like I would trade that experience for anything.
I would pick if I couldn't pick you.
Yeah.
For TV purposes.
Yeah,
actually, we've never traveled together, so I have no idea how that would go. True. We've also, we're terrible at a grocery store together because we're not efficient. We are just grabbing random stuff. We're like, oh my gosh, I have to tell you this. And all of a sudden we're sitting down, half-eaten bag of Hostess on in the cafeteria section of a Harmon's. Yep. And they're like, ma'am, you need to pay for that. And you're like, run.
I was going to pay for it.
Yeah, so I don't know how we would do, but I would for sure pick my mom. Mm-hmm. Because this episode really could be dedicated and to the moms. Yeah. Because first off, she also speaks multiple languages. She's very good in an emergency situation. She growing up was the one who did all the itineraries. She knew exactly where we were going. I would be like the young technology because she does struggle with technology. So I'd help her with that. Same. But I think we'd be good at fun.
Kevin would be fine. He's a navigator. Yeah. The reason why I wouldn't take my mom is because she's a planner.
Got it.
And so I think that she would want to be like, well, we should do this. And like, I think with Amazing Race, a lot of it is just being like game time decisions. Yeah.
That's my mom too. And
go on.
Wait, what do you not go on?
Any challenge show I wouldn't go on. Any type of boot camp, military, like
special forces. We're watching that right now.
You couldn't say I will give you $1 million tax free. I would be like, pass. None of that sounds absolutely
if I knew it wasn't televised, I would do it. But here's the thing. I feel like, so we were just watching the latest episode of Special Forces, which I love the TV show. I think it's so fascinating.
I know which one you would be so good at.
What?
Traitors.
Oh, JK. I would be so good at Traitors.
Yeah, you would be so good.
Okay, I'm going to take out Apprentice. I was just trying to like talk myself up professionally. But I would say I would actually be pretty good at Traitors. Because I'm really good at Mafia and Werewolf and whatever.
Also, you're just like very likable
in
general. So I feel like the whole room would be like, we love Chase. Although, because you're so likable, people might vote you out.
Yeah, and I think the problem is that once I get into like game mode, I wouldn't be able to hide like my analytical brain or like my like strategic.
But I think if you went on and said you were a podcaster, not a lawyer.
Yeah.
I think that you
would
do better.
We just podcast.
I do a podcast. It's so fun. We just talk about pop culture.
Just like Gab. I was just at the gift of Gab. Yes. Wait, what would be one that you would... So beside... Oh, that's what I was going to say about Special Forces. So we're watching Special Forces last night, and it's where they have to write the letter to their loved ones as though they died, and then they had to read it. And I am there wrapping Christmas presents, crying so hard, hard, that I am at one point just like have my shirt right underneath my eye just to be catching the tears. Because I'm just like, this is expediting the process. No. And Steven said, he was like, gosh, and he was like getting emotional. He was like, it's just so beautiful. It's so vulnerable. And I was like, this is the one where like, this is the sort of stuff I could not risk being on TV because I wouldn't, and there's no way in 1,000 years I would be crying. I would be ugly, crying, snot, vomit. Like, particularly because they don't sleep well. They're on cots. They get like sludge. It's like they're the have-nots in Big Brother, except they're not in any
No, but this is what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to endure that not for $1 million. Yeah. I will make $1 million another way. Okay.
I would still do it for $1 million. We've talked about how low my price point really is. True. But I would still, I would do it. But if I knew it was true, if I knew it was the fact that it's televised and like immortalized forever, my fat self trying to like, not as fat these days, but my fatter self than like Bodie Miller and Tyler Cameron and Nick Viall and Tom Sandoval. And then like, I'm the Jack Osborne. And
but like,
he still did an amazing job. Are you watching this season?
Like, no, I'm not watching it.
Oh, it's really good.
Once they start waterboarding me, like I'm not interested.
True.
Like give the $1 million to somebody else. I'm not going to be waterboarded.
I'm also not good with the idea of like you just have to say yes, sir, or yes, chef to the the person.
Imagine you're on Special Forces, and they're like,
no, I think they call it like that. Like,
yes, chef.
No, I think it's like yes, chef or something like that.
Yes, it is like yes, chef, but it's not like yes, chef.
I know, but it's something.
But if you said yes, chef,
like, aye, aye, captain.
It's sir, yes, sir. By the way.
No, it's like chef. I promise you.
No, it's like
Special Forces chef name. Hang on. Special.
I thought they say sir, yes, sir.
Chef.
Special Forces chef.
No.
Are you gonna?
Okay, look. Chef. It says Special Forces Chef Kevin, Special Forces Chef Steek.
Like, they say chef?
CHEF.
They do not say chef.
Honey, I'm not lying to you.
They say chef?
Okay, that guy's an actual chef. Hang on a second.
I'm not lying to you. Here's the proof. Here's just actually a Special Forces
Special Forces chef. Hang on.
I'm about to prove you wrong. Here's just a chef's Instagram profile. Okay.
Now it's showing Tyler Florence. I'm going to have to come back and say, okay, what do they call
I thought they said sir, yes, sir.
Leaders in Special Forces TV show.
The yes chef is from the show The Bear and from just being chefs. Like the head chef, they say yes chef.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm now realizing that chef and staff sound similar because there's F's.
Oh my god.
And so apparently they say, yes, staff. Yes, staff. Yes, staff. Yes, staff. Yes, staff. Yes, staff. It sounds very similar when you've...
What we know is that you don't always hear lyrics, hear things the same. So that's okay. That's okay.
Oh, that's so funny that I'm like, no, here's the Instagram account and it's just an actual chef. And then I'm like panic Instagram. search. And it's like,
got through culinary school because he was in special forces.
Okay, not every day. I'm not going to bat 100 every day or 1,000 every day.
Oh my god.
I don't know how batting works.
I also, if I was still a single person, I think I could do Love Island games.
I tried to get into it. You told me to watch it. I really could not get into it. Oh my gosh,
it's so good.
Here's the thing. The other thing I was going to say, if you have a competition show where they're going to be in swimsuits, I only want to look at hot bodies. Fair. On Survivor, I want you to bring back the Adonises. Well, honey, we're not doing Survivor anyway. I wouldn't be in Survivor either.
Love Island, you're like, oh, if they're going to be in swimsuits all the time.
No, I'm not saying for you, Steve. I'm saying the thing about Love Island, I want those guys to be hotter.
That's actually true. I agree.
I don't actually feel like they're the hottest, and they're supposed to be like the hottest
hot
ones.
People don't go on Love Island though, which is a shame.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But I'm thinking of like Colby, John, like some of these guys from Survivor that were just like, whoa.
Hot people go on Love Island UK, but they don't go on Love Island US. Although one season ago there was a guy named, can't remember, but he was handsome. He was handsome.
If I'm going to watch you on TV, I want to be like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I think that's where people don't take it seriously enough, even though like it's very popular. I need the people who are trying out for The Bachelor to go on Love Island.
Ooh, no, I want the people to go on The Bachelor to have done like an episode of or a whole thing on Survivor. Oh, actually, I have a really good Survivor thing as well. This is something my family's discussed. New Survivor. This is also going back. We really should just talk about Survivor because I have a lot of feelings about Survivor. Yeah. I want them to do Survivor military versus army versus Navy. Talked about this on the podcast. Have I?
Yep.
That to me is the pinnacle TV really show. I would watch that. First off, hot bodies. Second off, competitors.
Veterans.
Drama. Veterans. We're championing them.
Then we can talk about donating to veterans.
So I'm into that.
Yeah. Oh, that would be a good idea. If whoever wins gets prize money, but wherever they win from, they donate to a veteran organization from that specific military sect. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about the military.
Yeah, I really want that to happen.
Money on it.
Yeah, defense spending. Okay, we have to end with my Thanksgiving story. The year is 2004, 2005, 2000 something.
Got it.
My great-grandmother, Ganny, that was what we called her, Burl was her real name, was married to Donald Newsom, Papa. My dad is Papa after him. He was basically raised by his grandparents in a lot of ways, and he adored Papa.
Cool.
And he died when I was young, and Ganny was still just kicking it. And so Ganny was in an old folks' home and came to my grandparents' house for Thanksgiving and brought a guy there.
Whoa.
Which was fun because he was playing pool, Ray. Yeah. He didn't have all of his teeth, but he was good time.
Love it.
Well, he is there and hi. Speaking of, my dad's just here. So we're at the dinner table and Ganny stands up and says, I just want everyone to know that Ray and I are not just friends. We're lovers. And my dad's family just pin drop.
Oh.
And then my dad says, could you pass the potatoes? And we never addressed it again. Now, Ray does die subsequently.
How?
That's not possible. Ray ended up dying shortly thereafter. Yeah. They got married. He died.
Okay.
Yeah. And we forever will only told that story about him. That was like the only thing that we ever really knew about him at the funeral. So we're all like, trying to like say a memo. And I was on my mission when he died, and so
he was a lover.
my lover. Like imagine 85, 90-year-old woman. He's my lover. And then like all of us young grandchildren are just like, whoa. And then my dad's just like, can you pass the potatoes, please? So that should be your out. That is the best advice to end the episode with. If you're at a Thanksgiving dinner that's going to be awkward or uncomfortable or dramatic or something, either play Adele, a hello from the SNL skit, or just come right out of it and just, can someone pass the potatoes, please? That's your get out of jail free.
That is a good one. Could someone just pass me the
stuffing? I'm
so
sorry.
Stuffing.
I need a little more gravy.
Stuffing.
Good luck, you guys. Everybody going out to family. If you're traveling, please be safe.
Yeah.
If you are hanging out with friends and family for Thanksgiving, good luck. Don't talk about politics. Don't talk about religion. Don't talk about drama. Just talk about fun things.
And all the stories we talked about this week.
Yes. Get feedback.
Get
feedback on Taylor Swift, on accidentally calling someone daddy or your boss. Captain.
Mr. President.
And then let us know any embarrassing stories that you can about putting your foot in your mouth. We'd love to hear that.
And
share
have
that.
A happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, we are thankful for you, and Steph, I'm thankful for you.
I'm thankful for you.
You're really at the top of my thankful list.
We're touching hands if you can't see on the podcast.
Love it. Okay, bye, you guys.
Bye.
Bye.